I've actually decided to give another example where we can use our tools and skills to help receive a message from the biblical authors, from a passage which is actually very difficult to us to receive from, and it's the genealogy in Genesis chapter 5. There are 10 generations from Adam to Noah, and they live an extraordinarily long life, almost 1,000 years, some of them. So the skills we've been learning, though, are to think, is there other ancient Near Eastern literature? Is the genealogy a literary form? And there's a very well-known one, which everyone knows about. You can find out about it easily. Just look it up online. It's called the Sumerian King List. And it's a genealogy of 10 kings. And what's fascinating is analysing the difference between the Genesis 5 genealogy and this one, and then looking within the literary form of the Genesis 5 genealogy. And we do find that it speaks a living word to us today. So the Sumerian King List clearly promotes this ideology of the immortalisation of kings. Kings are made in the image of God. They're virtually immortal. They live for up to 70,000 years. They all live for tens of thousands of years, at least 10 times the amount in the Genesis 5 genealogy. They are glorified human beings. In direct contrast, we see that not only do the people, and they're not kings, they're men between Adam and Noah, live for 1/10 of that time maximum. None of them make 1,000 years, but they also have this refrain that the authors have put in, and then he died, and then he died, and then he died. We are absolutely image bearers of God, made to rule, and we are also mortal. When Adam and Eve ate the fruit in the garden, that death did really enter into the human condition, and humans tragically die. That was what God warned, and that's what happened, and that's what the authors are emphasising here. However, remember, we look for repetition and also variation or difference, or where there isn't a repetition where there should be. And we see in the 7th generation, a person called Enoch doesn't have that refrain. Enoch walks with God. He is no more. There is no death. And through Enoch, at the 7th generation, the completeness, symbolically, there is a promise of a human representative who somehow will have some sort of mastery over death, where death won't be the final word about this person. And we can see from all the different little depictions of the messianic promise in the Hebrew Bible that this points to a human who is to come, who will go through death and come out the other side. And this, for us, is wisdom literature today, because it invites us into the Edenic ideal. It invites us back into intimacy with God. There is a place we can still inhabit now through this messianic hope, through this human representative, where death, in the words of Paul a lot later, won't have its sting for us either. We can live an abundant life now in intimacy with God, and we can put our hope on the new creation where death itself is undone. So who knew, with the right skills and tools, a genealogy written 2 to 3 millennia ago can help us with the messianic hope, and also with wisdom, the invitation to intimacy with God afresh today.